omissions insurance. We hear about it. It's like some mythical creature in the real estate world that we know it exists. We know the great minotaur was out there and it had a certain shape and a certain form, and lots of us talk about it. But how many of us have actually seen it? How many of us have actually had to battle it? What's it for? Does it have benefits? Does it have cons? What's the deal? I'm going to tell you, even the most diligent real estate professional is going to face some type of legal challenge in their career. I don't care whether it's a missed disclosure or an incorrect property description, clerical error. These kinds of issues can certainly lead to some very costly disputes. And ultimately, it's you versus them, always. Well, real estate errors and omissions insurance, and I'm going to call it E&O for the rest of our conversation today. Real estate E&O protects agents and brokers and brokerages from the financial fallout of these errors, oversights, negligence during property transactions even. This coverage is honestly essential. One misstep should not jeopardize everything that you have built into your career or your real estate business. I'm going to discuss what E&O is for real estate, what it's going to cover, what the typical costs are. We'll throw that out there, even how and why you would file a claim. So first off, this is an insurance program. E&O is a type of liability insurance for both businesses and individuals. In real estate, specifically, E&O is going to cover mistakes or oversights made by real estate agents during the work. Those kind of mistakes are going to include failing to disclose information about a property, providing inaccurate advice during the transaction, or making clerical errors in your contracts and forms. Even with the best intentions, successful real estate agents and brokers can cause errors that will lead to a financial loss or some type of legal dispute for their client. So what does it cover? Well, how is this E&O myth protecting me? So various situations can cause a real estate professional to leverage this insurance. Misrepresentation is a big one and probably the most common. Failure to disclose critical property information, negligence, and even accusations of fraud. The insurance typically covers the legal defense costs, the court fees, and potentially settlements and judgments that are resulting from these types of claims. A huge plus for real estate agents. So let's talk about what's covered and what wouldn't be covered. And then you please use this as a 90 percentile, right? It covers negligence, negligent acts specifically, covers copyright infringement. It covers bad legal or financial advice. It covers personal injury, court costs, and if there are punitive damages awarded, the insurance would cover that as well. Now let's talk about what isn't covered. You can still be sued for it. You can still get in trouble for it. You can still lose your license for a few of these items, but your E&O insurance cannot help you cover the costs or bail you out, so to speak. So not covered, false advertising or false representation, bodily injury or property damage of a property that is being represented by you as a listing agent. Employer liability claims like sexual harassment, child endangerment, things like that. Not going to cover that. Workers' compensation claims. If you as a real estate agent try to sue your brokerage because you get hurt on the job as a 1099 employee, you're going to be hard pressed to find them liable for it. However, I'll tell you, E&O would not cover you anyway. You're going to have some type of separate business insurance as a broker or brokerage to cover those types of things. And then patents and trade secrets. I can tell you, Keystone has certain IP that is protected. Every single one of our agents have an NDA. And although we do a lot of things according to the industry standard so that we don't have to do things different, the things that do make us special, our program, the way that we take care of our agents, our internal workings, those are all protected by patents and trade secrets. That NDA covers us for that. So if I ever had a real estate agent go somewhere else and decide to use our program or change that company's business to use our program, essentially hurting us because they learned how to do something better from us, they would absolutely get sued for it. That other company's or that agent's personal E&O insurance would not cover it. Knowing some common examples of E&O claims is maybe important in helping you avoid dealing with these kinds of issues. So I put together a couple of examples. This one is going to feel very scripted. I'm going to kind of read a prompt so that I don't go outside of the story itself. But I want to make sure that you understand specific stories that you can kind of tie to. So let's talk about Jane, the real estate agent. Jane is a diligent real estate agent. She proudly sells a charming home to a young couple. However, she unknowingly missed disclosing a very critical detail about the house. The roof has a persistent leak. So months later, after a harrowing rainstorm, the new couple that bought the home discovers this issue, faces significant repair costs. Now the couple feels deceived, right? The couple feels like the agent had to know about this. The person that came in and did the repairs for us told us this has been a persistent leak. Your inspector missed it. Your appraiser missed it. Your agent probably knew about it. Obviously, it was covered up with fresh paint. You know, whatever the story is, it's all going to make it look like it was covered up by somebody, and you, as a real estate agent, should have known about it as the expert. So this couple, feeling deceived, file a claim against Jane, the real estate agent, not the brokerage, Jane, their agent directly, for not providing that essential information. So without the E&O insurance, Jane would be on the hook for a hefty legal battle and financial repercussions that come in behind it. This scenario underscores the critical role of the E&O insurance and how it protects that agent from unexpected oversights. Because if you haven't learned anything in the United States, and especially in Florida, there's a good lawyer behind every scenario, and 9 times out of 10, they have no problem running up another bill and getting someone else back into the courtroom to make sure that they continue to make money. And if you know anything about lawsuits, everybody might have to deal with one in some point in their life, but you're going to find out the one person that always gets paid no matter what is the attorney. Example number 2. John lists a beautiful property and mistakenly advertises it in the MLS as having 4 bedrooms instead of 3. Family excitedly goes for an open house, only to realize that's an advertising error, an advertising misrepresentation. So now, feeling misled, they file a claim against John for this discrepancy. This every single day mistake quickly escalates into a significant issue, highlights the necessity for E&O insurance for real estate agents.